Simmons is still down on the field. They're trying to get him up, and he's now up on his feet. And it looks like it's his right knee.
He made a good play on that. He almost had himself an interception, too.
Between Lee and Bill Lester. Lester, number 70, actually had the ball go off his fingertips. Take a look on the sideline. One of the Cardinal players. Here comes Evans. You can see the pain on his face.
Yeah, you hate to see that, especially in knee. At this, at any age, but especially at a high school age.
Hey, we're going to have a punt. Simmons back.
Yeah,
Roth is deep for the Cardinals to receive it. There's a snap. It's low, but gets a good boot. Fair catch called for by Roth, and he takes it at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Now we'll see what kind of talk they had at halftime, see if they can get that football moving and if there's any change in the offense.
Well, the Glendale defense, again, looked real fired up. That was a good series for them to stop them on downs. And you like to see that beginning of any half, especially the second half being down 14-zip. Now it's up to that offense to get it moving.
Okay, 1st and 10. And the quarterback is Gene Wright for the Cardinals. There's Gene. Hands off to the first man into the line. And it was Brian Kilpatrick. And Kilpatrick picked up a couple of yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, he ran right into a brick wall there, Harry. A guy, Mark Bickert, 230 pounds, 5'10". So he's like a Jim Burt type player. He ran right into him.
All right, 2nd down. Here's Gene Wright. He's only completed 1 out of 4. And he hands off again to the second man into the line. It's Mike Castillo, and Castillo gets up to the 36-yard line, picks up 3 more. That delay when he goes to the second man into the line, by the time he hands that ball off and the play develops, the defense knows what's happening.
Yeah, the Rams are smart. They're well coached. They see that. Take a look at that.
There it is. You can see it's an extra beat before that play develops. And by the time he gets the ball, that hole that was there is gone. It's a split second that you have, really, to get that through the hole.
Offside. And
there's movement on the line. Number 71, Jeff Pugh, 200-pound tackle.
Any relation to Jethro?
We take a look at the sideline, and head coach Tom Hernandez talking to one of the players for the Cardinals, Eddie Williamson.
Well, it seems on every possession that Glendale has, they always have one penalty. And it makes that job so much harder for him, Harry. The Rams' defense is very, very good.
Here's a close-up of one of the Cardinals, and you can see the look of despair. They'd love to get something going. Here we go, 3rd and 10. And the handoff goes to Castillo. Castillo just gains a couple. So it'll be 4th down. Castillo gains 2.
Again, the Rams, they see that. They pursue well. They're not fooled by the running game anymore for them. Penalties, Glendale 5 for 60. Washington only 1 for 15.
And there's a big difference. Let's look at this play again.
See, they're waiting for him.
He tried to sweep, and by the time he finally got to the outside, the whole defensive line moved towards the right. All right, back to punt. There's a good boot. And Artis takes it at his 36. Tries to come up the middle. Waits for his blockers, comes to the outside, crosses the 45, and is thrown out of bounds at the 46, maybe the 47. Artis looks like the kind of guy, he can just go right up the middle and carry everybody with him.
I know, that was sort of strange. He ran about 50 yards sideways.
Well, they got the ball at the 47.
Well, again, it's going to be up to Glendale's defense to come back to shut them down if they shut them down. But the offense for Glendale has shown nothing, really, Harry. Very disappointing, I think, for all the Glendale Cardinal fans.
Definitely. 3 out of 8 for Simmons. Going wide right.
Hey, they got to get that mascot in there.
It's going to the wide part of the field. Yeah, put the mascot out. Back to pass. Simmons looking, gets hit as soon as he releases it. And he threw it behind the intended receiver.
And boy, he was level.
Eric James was out there, but he threw it behind him. James was open at the 45.
And John Romero made him pay for it that time, that's for sure. He leveled him.
Well, it's going to be second down. Well, Simmons hasn't completed a pass yet in the second half. He's 0 for 3 in the second half.
Well, Glendale's defense is looking good. They're looking sharp.
If they can get the offense going, they can get back in this ball game.
Well, you never know, an interception or a fumble.
Handoff, first man into the line, and the momentum and a good push gets him right up to midfield and perhaps into Glendale territory at the 49.
Well, they were lucky to get that play off at all. Again, John Romero, and he's one of the subs, subbing for the injured player. He was in there, and he almost stopped the quarterback with the ball.
There's the gain, and he picks up 4 yards. It was a nice move up the middle by Salas. Okay, here we go with a 3rd down and 6 from the 49. Pass, far side, and he threw it way behind the intended receiver, Steve Connolly. So Donnie Simmons, all of a sudden, his passing arm is not on target. 3 out of 10.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Glendale's defensive line there, the whole secondary. He had nobody to throw to either, and even if he would have completed it, it wouldn't have been enough for a first down.
You know, you look at the Glendale sideline there, there's no excitement whatsoever.
They've got to be fired up. Get that.
They need something.
That mascot, let him get on the field.
Now they have 3 deep backs waiting for this punt from Simmons. Long time to make the boot, and it's high. What a kick.
Wow.
What a beautiful kick. Taken by Roth at his 5-yard line. Crosses the 10 and brought down right around the 10-yard line. So they're going to have to take it 1st and 10. That was a punt. About 44 yards.
And that was headed towards the sidelines. If he hadn't, it probably would have gone out at the 1 or the 2.
All right, here comes Roth off the sideline. Let's see if we can watch this again.
Take a look at the height of that punt.
There's a snap. The boot. Well, we didn't catch the whole trajectory, but look at how far back Roth is to get the football. And then thrown out of bounds at the 10. They mark it at the 11-yard line, so he actually came back 6 yards. 1st and 10. Into the line right away, and crushed is Mike Castillo. He might have gained a yard, and that's it.
Well, one thing the Rams know, Harry, is that in order for them to get back into the game, in order for Glendale to get back into the game, they're going to have to put it up. And they're not allowing them anything.
All right, here's Brian Kilpatrick with 8 carries. Handoff across the right side of the line, and a big hole. Again, Castillo. Not enough for the first down yet. Castillo picks up 5, maybe 6 yards.
What do you think Glendale has to do at this time? Put it up in the air and chance?
If they do, they should go for the short ones, the short outs where their backs are to the defenders, and at least pick up a couple of yards at a time.
And that might open up the ground game for them.
Open it up a little bit. 3rd and 4. And again, handoff right up the middle. And Castillo, with a good second effort, gets the first down. He was caught at the 20 and gets up to the 25. Picks up 7 yards for the first down.
He ran right into the tackles, but he carried them with them, which is an amazing feat since they are about 4 to 5 inches taller than him.
Now watch Castillo. Well, that was the end of the play there. We didn't catch the second effort. So it's 1st and 10 from the 25. Well, it looks like they wanted to get him a little bit tired. This time the handoff went to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick crosses the 25 up to the 28-yard line, a pickup of 3.
Well, this is interesting. If they keep it on the ground, you know the Rams are so well coached. They're going to be keying on both runners in the backfield, and those 3-4-yard gains are now going to be 1 or maybe none, maybe a loss.
If they can continue 3 and 4 yards at a clip, they can get things going. But the Glendale Cardinals had to call a timeout here with 6 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. So with timeout on the field, it's Washington 14, Glendale nothing. We'll be back with more right after this.
88. Remember that number, Phoenix. $88.
Sand Chevrolet is drastically overstocked with 120 compact cars and trucks.
The buzzard said mark them all down and sell them all for just $88 a month.
$88 a month for 88.
All $88 down.
Sprints,
Spectrum,
Yugos,
Novas.
even S10 pickups and Blazer.
All $88 a month. All 88 down.
Plus factory cash.
We must reduce our inventory. 120 cars and trucks. All 88 a month. 88 down.
Till Monday only at Sand Chevrolet Yugo.
The heartbeat of Arizona.
Where's the only spot in the valley to find sports, theater, and fine dining all under the same roof? You'll find it at Max's, the valley's most unique and exciting night spot. Enjoy a delicious meal while watching exciting sporting events on Max's multi-screen television system. Or if live theater is more to your taste, you can dine while enjoying the Copper State Players' fine performances. Max's, there's something for everyone. Located on 47th Avenue, 1 block south of Glendale. Max's, home of the Jocko Bird. Why should you read the Glendale Star? The Star will keep you informed about the issues that affect you and your community. You can meet some really interesting people, live and work in Glendale through the Glendale Star. Keep up to date on what's happening in Glendale with the Glendale Star, the official newspaper for the city of Glendale. Every Wednesday and Friday from Pueblo Publishers. Pick up a copy today. The Glendale Star.
When it comes to defining value, Larry Miller Chrysler Plymouth Mazda in Glendale means double value. Double your value with the best of both imports and domestics. Twice the selection. Twice the savings. Twice the luxury. And twice the fun. And service, double it. Service and parts are open 6 days a week, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Double value. Larry Miller Chrysler Plymouth Mazda, the value store.
Washington on top. Glendale with a second down and 7. Handoff to Castillo, and again the forward momentum gives him the first down. He needed 7. Looks like he picked up 9. And Castillo's really doing a good job. 29 yards, and it's a 6th first down for the Cardinals.
Well, the Rams look a little flat this time around on defense. They're being blown off the ball by the offensive line of the Cardinals.
You know, taking a look at, there's the momentum getting up for the first down. Looking at total offense statistics, they're about even. Handoff, this time the second man on the line. Castillo gets close to the 40 and picks up 3 more yards.
Again, that was one of those plays that took too long to develop. Rams were waiting for him. When they're using that first man into the line, they seem to be getting a lot of yardage. The second man, the Rams are right there. They know what's happening.
Second down and 7. 92 yards rushing for the Cardinals and only 73 yards rushing for the Rams. The difference of the 2 touchdowns. Glendale now trying a ball control game. Second and 7 from the 40-yard line. Glendale in their own territory. Handoff. First man in line this time, and he got close to the 45 and then pushed back.
They're going to mark it at the 45.
And it went this time to Kilpatrick, and Kilpatrick picks up 5.
See, again, did you see that, Harry? It was the first man into the line. Rams aren't aware of that yet.
Well, this is what they need, a good ball control game. If they can continue to march downfield, then the Rams look for the run, and up comes the pass. But that big man up there, there's Castillo, 9 carries, 32 yards. Handoff up the middle. This time it's Kilpatrick, and he's got the first down. He needed 3, he picked up 4.
Was that the first man in the line once again, Harry?
That was the first man, and that's what they have to do. Get that quick handoff. Don't wait too long.
Well, Glendale, I think, is a little smaller than Washington, and they've got to utilize that speed. Because when you're up against a heavier line, you got to have some advantage, and that's their advantage, the speed.
It is. Just pushing forward enough for the first down. From the 48, their own 48. First and 10. Glendale on a nice drive. 7 first downs. They just got their 8th.
Yeah, you went to the well too many times against the Rams there,
Yep.
Harry.
This time they tried Joe Ramos. Somebody new in the backfield. Penalty flag right there at the 49-yard line. Holding against the Cardinals, and that's going to negate any kind of a set play they've got going here. Play was a loss, so we'll see if they're going to push him back or take the play and make it 2nd down and 12. It was a loss of 2. And they're discussing the situation with number 44, Curtis Lee, for the Washington Rams. And now let's see what the decision is. They're going to move it back 5 yards. And they're going to move it back 10 yards. So after the play, a 10-yard penalty against the Cardinals.
Like I said, every possession they've had, one penalty that's killed that drive for Glendale.
That'll do it. 6 penalties, you see that. 70 yards versus 15 yards in penalty yardage. Hand off into the line, and they sure look for this one. He's still fighting forward. Good 2nd and 3rd effort by Jim Heen. And Heen might have picked up a yard or 2, and that was about it. I'll give him a gain of 3.
Well, you know, when they take that long to develop that play, Rams secondary and their front line is in on it. And there they are.
There's Heen. Look at that. He's just fighting forward for 3 yards. So here we go, 2nd down. And 17, maybe about 17 yards. There was motion on the line. We'll see if they were drawn off or was it the Washington Rams anticipating the snap. Offsides, encroachment by the Rams. So here comes 5 yards back. And you know the Cardinals are going to take that, of course. That's only the 2nd penalty against the Rams. All right, now it's 2nd down and 12. Ball at the 46. Glendale still in their own territory, but they do have some momentum going here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to Heen, and Heen is stopped for a loss of 4.
And he ran right into Malik Hawkins, a big defensive end. 285 pounds, 5'9".
That'll slow you down real quick. Low center of gravity. All over the center of gravity. All right, ball's back at the 43-yard line. Let's take a look at that again. You see where he gets hit and thrown down immediately.
I mean, he was thrown.
All right. 3rd down and 15. They have to get to the 42.
Another
and
offside.
again. This time number 45 for the Rams.
And Steve Anderson, one of the linebackers, he was gonna do the old blitz because I think he figured that they were gonna pass this time.
I'll give him another break, 5 more yards. 2 quick penalties against the Rams, but it's still 3rd down.
That might makes it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's close to 3rd and 10. Make it a long 10 where they mark the football and where the yard marker is. They still have to get down to the 42. They're currently at the 48. Back to pass. Over the middle. Again overthrown. Boy, if Artis was a little closer, he'd have caught that one.
He
But
would have had his 3rd.
it was intended for number 80, Andy Harrington. Harrington caught one earlier that was called back because of a penalty, and now it's 4th down. There it is, and look at that. He's overthrown every one of his players by a good 5 feet, and that's why there's 2 interceptions.
He's not keeping the ball low. Like you said, you got to keep that ball low.
All right, back to punt. There's a boot. It's a good one this time, and Artis runs to his right, picks it up at the 19. Runs right up the middle, brought down at the 25-yard line. So a 6-yard return.
And Jason Boyd was the one who stopped that. Nice open field tackle there, Harry.
Well, if the defense can hold them, get the ball back in good position and see if they can get that offense rolling. They started to move it. It was good motion. There's Gene Wright, 1 out of 5 with an interception. Only 7 yards, and that was early in the 1st quarter. That was it. They haven't been able to get any air game going at all. All right, the Rams, 111 yards with 38 in the air. 73 on the ground. They want to get things moving again, and they're ahead 14-0. There's Potts in motion. And off into the line, a big hole for Curtis Lee. He gets the first down. Curtis Lee picks up 11 yards on that run.
Here comes Glendale once again, and they've got to stop him here. I don't know how many times you can say that.
From the 37, there's head coach Tom Hernandez of the Cardinals trying to figure out, what do I have to do to get back in this one? And off again into the line, this time a gain of 2.
Again, there was a little bit of anticipation there by some of the linebackers for Glendale. They definitely expected a pass, but they played that very, very well. The secondary came in and helped out their defensive line and stopped that play for that short gain of only 3 yards.
Lee with 37 yards. Fake to Lee, rolling now. Simmons out of the pocket, looking, throwing, and complete to you-know-who. And he steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line, 38-yard line.
Boy, he faked the Glendale defender out of his shoes on that one.
.22 yards to Carlos Artis.
In that case, it was looked like one of the linebackers, Boyd, I think, who was faked out by Artis.
He was open by, a good 2 steps. 1st and 10 for the Rams in Cardinal territory. Lee in motion. And this time handoff right up the middle. And a big gain for the Rams. Ball went to Eric Floyd, number 47. That was his first carry, and he picks up 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. They're at the 32. Rolling back to pass, Simmons. Throwing on the far side, complete, and knocked out of bounds at the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. It went to Robbie Potts. And there's a flag. Unsportsmanlike conduct on that situation.
Chad Roth. I think he must have said something to the official there that I don't think he appreciated. Watch this play here. There's a pass. Perfectly thrown, Harry, and stopped, and here comes the infraction. It's after the play.
27 yards for that one. They're inside the 5 at the, they're at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Now we'll see what the penalty does to the mark of the football. They're going to go half the distance. So against the Cardinals, another couple of yards.
There are a couple of Cardinal players enjoying the game.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. How's it going?
Well, they're hanging in there. They're hoping the defense can hold. 28 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's 1st and goal. 14-0. The Rams knocking on the door again.
Look at that penalty.
Look at the penalties. Washington's had 3 of them for 25 yards. Handoff goes to Floyd, and Floyd may have gained a yard. They were at the 2.5, maybe the 3-yard line. And he picks up 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. So take a look at Glendale coach Tom Hernandez. So at the end of 3 quarters, it's Washington 14, Glendale nothing. We'll have the final quarter of tonight's game right after this.
Of all the Japanese cars serviced by Amco dealers, half drive away not needing a new transmission. Luck? skill. To spot the small problems that look like big ones takes experience, and lots of it. In fact, to find a transmission specialist who's fixed more Japanese cars than AMCO, you'd probably have to take your car all the way to Japan. And they don't offer towing.
AMCO, AA, MCO.
$88. Remember that number, Phoenix. $88.
Sand Chevrolet is drastically overstocked with 120 compact cars and trucks.
The buzzard said mark them all down and sell them all for just $88 a month.
$88 a month for 88.
All $88 down.
Sprints,
Spectrum,
Yugos,
Novas.
even S10 pickups and Blazers.
All $88 a month, all 88 down.
Plus factory cash.
We must reduce our inventory. 120 cars and trucks, all 88 a month, 88 down.
Till Monday only at Sand Chevrolet Yugo.
The heartbeat of Arizona.
Washington Rams starting the fourth quarter here, knocking on the door. Second and goal from about the 2. Handoff and walking in the end zone for the touchdown, number 44, Curtis Lee, with his second touchdown of the game. So Washington now opens up a 20-0 advantage.
And that looks like it just took the that particular play just took the heart right out of Glendale's defense. Anytime you can just walk right in there, Harry, that's not a good sign.
Well, he scored first in the second quarter on a 20-yard run, this time a 2-yard run, and getting ready for the boot. Here's number 19, Adam Barnholt. It's up, and it's good. So with 11 minutes, 56 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, it's Washington 21, Glendale nothing. We'll have the kickoff right after this.
You're in the market for a new home. You can visit over 450 subdivisions in the valley at one location. New Home Concepts, a free service to find your new home. Plus a free financial analysis to find out what homes you qualify for and your monthly payments. It's all free. Study hundreds of floor plans at one location. Metro Center near Broadway, lower level. New Home Concepts, also in Paradise Valley Mall and Fiesta Mall. It's free at New Home Concepts.
Chevrolet is drastically overstocked with 120 compact cars and trucks.
The buzzard said mark them all down and sell them all for just $88 a month.
$88 a month for 88.
All $88 down.
Sprints,
Spectrum,
Yugos,
Novas.
even S10 pickups and Blazers.
All $88 a month, all 88 down.
Plus factory cash.
We must reduce our inventory. 120 cars and trucks, all 88 a month, 88 down.
Till Monday only at Sand Chevrolet Yugo.
The heartbeat of Arizona.
Where's the only spot in the valley to find sports, theater, and fine dining all under the same roof? You'll find it at Max's, the valley's most unique and exciting night spot. Enjoy a delicious meal while watching exciting sporting events on Max's multi-screen television system. Or if live theater is more to your taste, you can dine while enjoying the Copper State Players' fine performances. Max's, there's something for everyone. Located on 47th Avenue, 1 block south of Glendale. Max's, home of the Jocko Bird.
Cable with the Glendale Cardinals hosting the Rams. There's a squibbler off fingertips of a couple of the players, finally picked up by Harrington. Harrington just circles around and gets hit immediately at the 36-yard line.
Well, as we've seen in the last few years of doing these games, Harry, the team that's down 21-0 right now, the main thing is they want to get on the board, either a field goal or a touchdown, show them that they can score against this team, because boy, the Rams certainly look tough on defense, and they look sharp on offense.
The Rams still have their starting defense in there. Strong safety. Looks like the lone safety is Carlos Artis. See if Gene Wright and his Cardinals can get things going. Rolling back to pass, still looking, throws. It's complete to Harrington. Well, it's complete for a gain of just 3 yards, and that's it, but at least it's complete.
Yeah, it's forward, Harry. That's going to keep the defense honest, because right now, only thing Glendale has shown has been, has been ground game. And it looks like a penalty.
Well, penalty against the Rams. Let's see what the Rams. Well, let's see what the Cardinals decide to do. Of course, they're going to take it. Let's watch the play again.
Should be a big one, 15 yards.
Could have been a late hit.
I think it was a personal foul.
And a 15-yarder against the Rams. That's their 4th penalty, and they're starting to catch up on yardage. So it gives the Cardinals a first down. Here's a close-up of a Cardinal helmet.
Hey, we're not at Sun Devil Stadium, are we?
Nope. In a couple of weeks, their homecoming game, when Miami comes in here, a few of the Cardinals will be present. All right, back to pass again, right. And he is sacked. Big loss on the play of 9 yards on that sack. That's the first sack.
It looks like Mark Bickard, one of the tackles, one of the bigger guys in there at 230 pounds, put the hurt on him.
Well, 2nd and 19.
Well, now they know. The Rams know that he has to put it up if they have any chance of even scoring. So they're going to be coming after him. They're going to blitz him. Put the pressure on.
He's got to throw quick if he's going to do this. Throw it now. And there it is. That's the only way they're going to pick up any yardage. Do the quick passes, quick outs. Goes to Harrington. And it's only a gain of 3 again to Harrington.
Then again, Harry, you take a look at that. It's taking. They know that he has to put it up. The Rams are smart. They're well coached. They're waiting for him. They're going to let him have the 3-4 yards. Here, watch the play.
One thing I do recall is the coach always saying, lead the runner, throw it and let the runner catch up to it.
But he's not
what
doing that.
It looks like he's doing is waiting for the runner to get there, then he throws the football. And there's, again, a few seconds for the defense to come back.
Now he's got to get rid of
it.
it.
It's Roth. He throws it. Was that complete?
I think so.
Yes, it was complete to the original line of scrimmage and a gain of 6. Roth completed it to Mark Drain for 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
They've got 4th and 10 on the scoreboard. Here's the play. See, the good thing that he did there is he kept it away from the defender.
Well, they're going to have to punt this one away. And the lone deep back is Carlos Artis. Snap, bounce, short kick. Looks like it might go out of bounds on the right side, and it does. Close to the 30-yard line. And that's where they're going to mark it, at the 30. Boy, that's a short punt. Give him credit for 16 yards.
I think he shanked it there. That may have, but then again, you never know with Artis back there.
Well, when the ball came in on a bounce, he couldn't get a good handle on it, and that's what happened. All right, there's Donnie Simmons, the quarterback of the Rams, 5 out of 12, 87 yards. And he's carried the ball 3 times, -1. But one of those carries was for a touchdown, a 1-yard plunge. 9 minutes remaining in our football game. Washington leads 21-0. Handoff in the backfield to Lee. He was caught, broke loose, and picks up 5 yards.
Well, I think the Glendale defense getting a little tired. They've been on the field for most of the game. How did the time of possession look so far? I meant they're starting to miss the tackles, and usually when that happens, defense is getting tired. It's winding down.
From the 35, 2nd and 5. Rams continuing to control the game, basically control the game. And again, here we go with Curtis Lee. First down and a couple, picks up 7. Curtis Lee has 51 yards and 12 carries. First down, number 10.
Again, a lot of missed tackles there by the Glendale defense. Obviously getting tired.
There's a look at the bench and a dejected bunch of Cardinals. From the 42, 1st and 10. Time is against the Cardinals here as the Rams are going to try to control and just keep the ball on the ground. And as I say that, here comes a pass. And it was thrown behind the intended receiver Steve Connolly. 5 out of 13.
And Chad Roth, the free safety there, also a sometime quarterback and punt returner, almost had his hands on that ball and he kicked himself. He had open field right in front of him.
Well, the Cardinals have only scored 13 points in their first 4 games this season, or the first 3 games. They need to get something moving. They'd like to get on the board. Meanwhile, Washington has the football. Keep it on the ground, and there's a nice play defensively in the backfield. For Chris Sheets, and it's a loss of 2 yards.
Again, Robert Ramirez, who were calling his number quite a bit in the first half, and he made the stop. They need that. Glendale needs that type of play from
See how
Ramirez.
quick he gets in here.
And he's fast. Look
There's
at that.
a handoff, and he's there. Boom. Okay, 3rd down and 12. See if they put it up. Artis is not in there. Looks, throws. It's knocked down and almost intercepted again at the line of scrimmage. Instead, it's an incomplete pass. And it looks like one of the Rams hurt his leg, and he's still down on the ground.
Right now, with 4th down and 12, they're obviously going to punt it away.
There's one of the Cardinals with a sore shoulder, and you can see one of the Rams down on the ground, and he was holding his left leg.
He looks like he's in a little bit of pain. It's too bad.
Well, there's an injury timeout on the field with 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the football game. Washington 21, Glendale nothing. We'll be back with more football right after this.
Why should you read the Glendale Star? The Star will keep you informed about the issues that affect you and your community. You can meet some of the interesting people, live and work in Glendale through the Glendale Star. Keep up to date on what's happening in Glendale with the Glendale Star, the official newspaper for the city of Glendale. Every Wednesday and Friday from Pueblo Publishers. Pick up a copy today. The Glendale Star.
Glendale High School with the Glendale Cardinals taking one on the chin here to the Washington Rams, 21-0. Rams getting ready to boot the ball to the Cards. The lone back for the Cardinals is Roth. There's the boot. They're trying to block it. They do not. Roth takes it at the 27. Gets by one block. He gets a good block on the far side and crosses the 35. Got by one defender and then put the speed on to the outside. And at the 37-yard line, a good 10-yard return.
The Rams here, Harry, they're just going to try to shut them down 1, 2, 3. They get the ball back. And they're going to do that ball control offense, and the game's going to be history. So Glendale, if they're going to get on the board, they've got to do it here because I doubt very highly they're going to get the ball back again.
Yep, with 7 minutes remaining in the game, they have to score and score quick if they want to get in this one.
And the only way to do that, obviously, is to put it up. And the Rams know it. They expect it, and they're going to put the pressure on the quarterback.
Kilpatrick and Castillo in the backfield. Wright rolling,
rush.
Being rushed, and Wright is sacked. He just takes too long to get anything going and lets everybody know what he's going to do. Yeah, Lowell Thompson is the sacker for the Rams. Again, they expected it, Harry. We called it. You hate to be right like that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it's obvious. He has to get rid of the ball.
Even when he knew he was getting tackled, he turned around and he just couldn't turn around and throw it to anybody. He was too worried about looking at the defender. Well, back in at quarterback again is Roth.
Well, he knows what he's going to be expecting. The Rams are going to be in on him, and here they come.
Roth, the same rollout. Roth looking. He's to the outside, tries to keep it, and steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Late hit.
Well, whistles blow, but there's no flag.
That definitely was a late hit by number 38. Make it number 36. And that's Chris Sheets, one of the defensive backs for the Rams.
Well, they give him a gain of, after all that running,
2 yards.
a gain of about 4.
Oh, well, I've never been able to add very well. Taking a look at some of the Glendale players. It's been a rough night for them.
That was Roth's first carry, official carry. It wasn't called back. They're at the 27-yard line. 3rd and long. Roth rolling. He's being chased out of the pocket. He throws, and it's incomplete. He was rushed again. Roth has hit 1 out of 5, right 3 out of 7. So you can see they're having trouble getting that offense going. And you see number 36 for the Rams, Chris Sheets, who was on defense. There's a dejected coach, Tom Hernandez of the Cardinals, trying to figure out what am I going to do to get this team going.
Well, I think the Rams, they come in with an excellent record, obviously, and a well coached and a good football team. They've anticipated every single move that Glendale's made tonight.
Washington and Goldwater fighting for it. There's the punt. Goes to Potts. And Potts still trying to stay on his feet. Finally brought down a 3-yard return, and that's it. There's a flag at the 47.
And you know what that's going to be?
Yep. You know, Goldwater and Washington, right at this point, are undefeated. Goldwater will be at Washington on November 4th.
That'll be a good game.
It could be the Skyline Championship right there. Now let's look for the penalty and how far back they're going to move them.
I don't know. I've never liked that penalty. I think they throw it too much. The NFL and in every level of football.
Well, you don't want anyone to get hurt, and that's what could happen.
We're never going to agree on that, are we?
Well, and they move them back 10 yards to the 29-yard line. Well, Washington's now been penalized 5 times, 50 yards. The Cardinals 7 times for 72 yards. And the clock is rolling, 5:32. They can control it here. A new quarterback in the game, number 10. Handoff and a big hole for number 36, Chris Sheets. 17 yards for Sheets and a first down.
Oh, big hole developed there. Offensive line for the Rams just blew out the defensive line and took with it the secondary and the safeties and the linebackers. I mean, on that play.
You saw the first downs. The Cardinals did control it for a short time. They were able to march downfield. They have a total of 9 first downs. The Rams 11.
But you still got to score. You still have to score.
Quarterback in there is Art Casillas for Washington. And there's flags all over the place. Movement before the ball was snapped.
There's an illegal procedure.
That'll move him back. That's what happens when you get some guys in there that haven't played. Yep. Illegal procedure against the Rams, pushing back 5 yards from the 46 back to the 41. Well, suddenly the Rams are catching up on penalty yardage.
Yeah, but they're at this point, obviously, it's pretty meaningless, Harry.
Yep, no doubt about that. And we're down to 5:04. First and 15. There's a penalty situation now. Glendale 7 for 72 yards. Washington 6 for 55. Casillas hands off to Sheets. Sheets along the outside. And looks like Sheets lost a yard. Mark it at the 40-yard line.
Well, one thing I think Glendale has to realize, and I'm sure they do, is that the Rams are going to keep it on the ground. They've got to key in on the runners in the backfield. Stop them and get the ball back and maybe get on the board.
2nd and 16. They'd like to hold him here. The clock is rolling.
And Glendale's made a big substitution, or at least a little substitution. Number 22 is in the game.
120 pounds.
But he's fast.
And a fumble right there at the line, and a flag thrown in the middle of the stack.
Another flag.
Well, that's what happens when you have a new quarterback come into a game. Different cadence. Timing is off. And it looks like they're going to push him back maybe 5 more yards. Or will they go make it 3rd down with no gain, force him to put it up? And you can see Referee Stan Gutschall trying to talk it over. Looks like the Cardinals might have the ball on a fumble, and it is a fumble on the snap. Gives the ball back to the Cardinals.
Well, now you're going to see whether they have the capability of putting it up. And the Rams are going to be setting up defensively in sort of a prevent defense with Artis back there. They're not going to get it all, but they could get 5-10 yards at a time if they put it up. Here's the...
well, looks like they're marking it off. The penalty on top of that, unsportsmanlike conduct. If I read that correctly, 15 yards. That's right. Unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's 15 yards against the Rams. So they now have 70 penalty yards. From the 25, 1st and 10 for Glendale. Handoff from a new quarterback in there.
That third
ball
quarterback
went to Joe Ramos, and Ramos picks up a couple. The new quarterback, Andy Young, number 10.
Well, I think both teams now making massive substitutions.
A lot of subs. Andy Young is a 149-pound junior. Okay, 2nd and 8. This time Wright back in there, and Wright hands off. A slant by Ramos again. And pick up a 5 more. So it'll be 3rd down and 3.
The only thing that puzzles me about Glendale is that they don't put the ball up at all.
Well, they've had problems with that. Quarterback, Randy Wright. Rather, Gene Wright, thinking of Randy Wright with Packers. And Gene hands off to Jim Heen. And there's a timeout to see if Heen has the 1st down or not. He's close. Picked up 3 yards. And they give him the 1st down. So Heen gives him the 1st. And it'll be 1st and 10 with the ball at the 15-yard line.
How do you
just
like that
inside
song?
the 15.
How do you like that song, Surfing USA?
Right here in the middle of the desert.
That's right.
And we haven't had rain in a few weeks either. Oh, a handoff to Heen, and he is hit immediately by John Salas.
The linebacker and also sometimes runner.
Loss of 2. Next week, Glendale will play Tolleson, and Washington will battle Independence.
Should be a couple of good games.
And we're going to be at Apollo High School next week, where the Greenway Demons, who are hot, are playing a very weak Apollo team. They're having some trouble scoring. There's a pitch out to Heen, and Heen can't get outside. He's brought down at the 16-yard line. He picked up 1.
Arthur Casillas, one of the defensive backs, picked that play up right away. Timeout called, Glendale.
Well, Glendale calls a timeout with 1 minute, 41 seconds left in the game. 21-0. Washington leads, and we'll be back with more right after this.
You're in the market for a new home. You can visit over 450 subdivisions in the valley at one location. New Home Concepts, a free service to find your new home, plus a free financial analysis to find out what homes you qualify for and your monthly payments. It's all free. Study hundreds of floor plans at one location. Metro Center near Broadway, lower level. New Home Concepts, also in Paradise Valley Mall and Fiesta Mall. It's free at New Home Concepts.
Back at Glendale High School, where the Washington Rams have controlled this one 21-0. And taking a look at Jim Heen, who carried on the last play, he's now carried for 13 times 32 yards. And we'll see what they can do here to try to get some offense on the board. A 3rd down and 11 from the 16. Right. Rolls right. Rolls right. Throws. And he just led the intended receiver, Jim Heen. And Heen, if he caught that, was hit. Whether he caught it or not, he was hit.
Well, that time the defense saw that. It took too long for the offense to get it going, and they were on top of them. They're quick. The Rams are quick.
Well, Glendale calling another timeout. While we have this timeout, what I like to do is just remind everyone that we like to thank all of our advertisers and bring this to you. And we want to thank you and thank all of our fine advertisers. We like you to go in there and let them know. Like Max's. Great Max's Sports Lounge. You want to see your favorite football team helmets, high school, college, and pros. Arizona Music Center. Remember, back to school, back to band. And by Larry Miller, Chrysler, Plymouth, Mazda. All the new cars are coming out. Look for the 89s. The Glendale Star and the Peoria Times. If you want to know what's on Republic Cable, get the Televiewer, available in both papers. Amco Transmissions, right there on Glendale Avenue, just east of 54th. And by New Home Concepts. You don't have to travel all over the valley looking at new homes. One place at Metro Center near Broadway. And by Sand Chevrolet Yugo, the home of the Buzzard. And those are our advertisers. We'd like you to go in there and say thank you for bringing us football on Republic Cable. All right, 4th down from the 16. The Cardinals want to keep this going. We'll see what Coach Tom Hernandez has up his sleeves. 2 wide receivers. Wide left, Jason Janke. Rolling, looking in the end zone. He had a couple of steps. Mark Drain, but he just led him a little too far. That was a nice play.
Yeah, the ball hung up there, so it allowed the defenders to get there. Again, that was a nice effort by Glendale.
Okay, let's see how long it took to get that play to develop.
See, it's a dead duck.
And it took 5 seconds before that ball went up in the air. Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 16 now for the Rams, and a minute and a half to go in the game. And you look at a lot of new numbers out there. There's number 22, just ran into your screen. He's 140 pounds, and he's no more than 5'5".
He's 120 pounds.
120.
He's 140 with his helmet on.
And all the equipment in the rain. Handoff for a loss of a couple of yards, and there's Coach Tom Hernandez.
One thing can say for him, he plays with intensity.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It went to Chris Sheets for that loss. And it's down to a minute with 2nd down. Coming off the field is Pat Casillas. There's number 10. And again, a handoff right up the middle. And nowhere in a hurry was the ball carrier, John Salas, and he loses a yard. All right, we're down to 30 seconds. And counting. Total offense, Washington with 205 yards, Glendale only 130. But that was 130 with 111 on the ground.
Well, Glendale did pretty well on the defense. They've held them because I think Washington's average is quite a bit higher than that for the year.
Steve Connolly, quarterback this time around. Again, a handoff into the line and nowhere. We're inside 10 seconds. And there's the end of our ball game. The final score, Washington 21, Glendale nothing. And the Glendale Cardinals really had a tough road to hoe right there. They have to get some offense going. They need the passing game. They need timing.
Well, their defense looks pretty good. You got to give Glendale's defense credit. They played a good game. They gave the ball back to the offense, and what did the offense do? They just sputtered. They just sat there. No fire. The defense has the fire. Offense has absolutely nothing.
Well, the Washington Rams now 4-0, 3-0 in conference. The Cardinals 0-3 in conference, 0-4 overall, and they're still stuck on 13 points for the season. Next week, the Greenway Demons, who are in first place along with St. Mary's and Brophy in AAA1 Skyline, against a team that's at the bottom of the pack, the Apollo Hawks, and we'll see if the Hawks can rebound there and how possibly have a little bit better faith than the Glendale Cardinals had here against Washington.
Well, every time we've done an Apollo game, it's always been an exciting game, even though I don't think Apollo's won yet on any of our broadcasts, but they always play a tough game. They're always tough at home.
All right, the final score again, 21-0 Washington, and it's time for me to run down on the field, and we'll do our post-game interviews and give you some of the statistics. And we'll be back with more right after this.